A packed NYC subway gets hijacked, and the crew demands a crazy ransom of $10,001. But behind this weird number is a massive $300 million stock market play. Who would have thought holding passengers hostage was just a smokescreen? And the real target was Wall Street all along. A few hours earlier, the NYC subway was swarming with commuters, and the Pelham 123 train was tearing down the tracks like usual. Over at the MTA control center, dispatcher Garber was bored out of his mind monitoring the grid. But when the train hit a stop, things went totally off the rails. A mystery guy flashes a piece through the motorman's window and takes the head of the train. At the exact same time, another guy ambushes the conductor, locking him in a tight car without breaking a sweat. Then, as Pelham 123 hits a dark tunnel, these masked guys split the train in two, letting everyone in the back cars walk free, keeping only the 19 people stuck in the very front car. Garber spots the glitch and immediately radios the motorman, but the head hijacker, Ryder, cuts right to the chase. Given the current market, pricing a hostage at $526,315. 79 is pretty fair, right? I've got 19 of them right now, making it exactly $10,001. You've got exactly 60 minutes to get the mayor to cough up this $10 million. If you don't, for every minute you're late, I'm gonna cancel one of these passengers. The control center completely flips out at the news. Why did these hijackers let the back car passengers go and only keep the 19 up front? What's the deal with that super specific $526,315? 79? And how does this $10 million tie back to the mayor? The guy handling the transit side right now is Garber. He used to be the top dog transit executive, but a nasty bribery scandal got him busted back down to a bottom-tier dispatcher. Today just happens to be his 14th day back on the job. And boom, he gets slapped with this wild subway heist. Trying to keep the hijackers chill, the control center instantly dials up the mayor to protect his golden boy image and secure his precious votes. The two-faced mayor is forced to scramble, making a mad dash straight to the MTA command center to authorize the $10 million cash drop. Meanwhile, back at the desk, Garber is playing it cool, trying to talk the hijacker off the ledge while digging for any clues about the guy. Ryder seems totally entertained by him, so Garber leans into it and starts shooting the breeze. 10 minutes fly by, and Garber picks up vibes that Ryder is definitely tied to Wall Street finance, throwing around terms like propentance to Godot and futures leverage. Sure enough, right after they chat, Ryder pulls out a tablet, hooks up to a private network, and boots up the stock market tickers. On the flip side, the FBI gets the ping from command and moves out fast. The lead hostage negotiator drops in and instantly boots Garber from the console. But the moment the FBI guy smoothly introduces himself on the comms, Ryder instantly snaps back. "Where's Garber? I'm only talking to Garber." Realizing the FBI negotiator is just a suit, Ryder completely loses it and screams, "If I don't get Garber in 60 seconds, somebody gets unilived." The completely panicked negotiator realizes he's out of his depth and is forced to beg Garber to come right back to the MIC to stop a tragedy. Right about then, a massive FBI strike team hits the tunnels, completely surrounding the head car of Pelham 123, just waiting on the green light to breach. Getting the green light on the mayor's cash drop, Garber immediately hits up Ryder. Ryder is hyped but tells him to step on the gas, because the clock is ticking down to just 28 minutes. Just to kill time, Ryder brings up Garber's little bribery problem, wanting the full tea on what happened. After all, if he walks away with the $10 million cleanly, Garber is basically his MVP. Scared of triggering Ryder's crazy side, Garber doesn't dare refuse. He frankly confesses how he hit rock bottom over a bribe, which surprisingly sparks a deep connection with Ryder. Hearing that Garber got crushed by the system, Ryder absolutely loses his mind. Screw office politics. Back in the day, a bunch of snakes dragged me straight to hell too. Realizing Garber's story is basically a carbon copy of his own, Ryder actually stops wilding out and drops the tough guy act for a second. Back at the desk, Garber feels totally gutted. He knows that a bribe is still a bribe, no matter the excuse. Meanwhile, over at the Federal Reserve in Brooklyn, the $10 million in cold hard cash is packed and ready to roll, with a SWAT escort putting the pedal to the metal toward Ryder's location. And there's only 21 minutes left on the clock. At the exact same time, a hostage camera accidentally livestreams the whole situation from inside the train. Watching the leaked footage, Garber hits the jackpot and recognizes one of the hijackers as Ramos, the guy who, 10 years ago, drove a train high on drugs and crashed it into a platform, causing 5 people to lose their lives. On the train, Ryder sees the mayor on the news and instantly calls Garber, demanding to make a deal with the politician. Ryder absolutely roasts the hypocritical mayor over his political greed. The mayor gets totally humbled and awkwardly backs out, looking like a total clown. The panicked mayor yells, "Get his 10 million down there right now, and tell the FBI to put out a hit, even if he's in a body bag. Drag him back to the precinct." But now there's only 9 minutes left on the clock. NYC's absolute nightmare traffic turns the money delivery into a complete disaster, ending with the SWAT truck getting in a massive wreck. With no other options, a beat cop grabs the bags of cash and starts hoofing it on foot. In a flash, those precious minutes are gone. Staring at the timer about to hit 0, Ryder screams at Garber, "You've got 22 seconds. The control center is in full panic mode because the 10 million is still en route. The negotiator tries to stall him, but Ryder is watching the whole mess unfold on live TV. Realizing he's being played, Ryder raises his piece again, and in a split second, another passenger fades to black. Things go from bad to worse when an FBI sniper's accidental misfire instantly takes Ramos out of the picture. Ryder absolutely loses it and starts blasting back. The situation totally spirals out of control. Checking out the massive market crash on his screen, Ryder suddenly cooks up a new plan and demands that Garber personally deliver the cash. Otherwise, he's going to start canceling the hostages. After wrestling with it in his head, Garber steps up to the plate. The negotiator is suddenly super impressed by him and immediately gets a chopper to fly Garber over. After giving his wife a quick heads up that he's okay, Garber rushes straight into the subway station. At the same time, Ryder radios the negotiator, demanding they turn the third rail power back on within 60 seconds, clear every single cop off the tracks from Pelham 123 all the way down to Coney Island, and guarantee nothing but green lights ahead. He swears that if he sees a single red light trying to box him in, he's dropping every single hostage on board. Over on the platform, Garber is gearing up and sweating bullets. The tactical cop sending him off gives him a quick crash course on how to shoot, and stashes a piece inside the money bag to beat Ryder's pat down. Just like that, Garber smoothly boards the train with the weapon perfectly hidden, with Ryder holding him at gunpoint. Garber takes the driver's seat and guns it straight toward Coney Island. Meanwhile, the feds pull the full file on the mastermind Ryder. Turns out, he was a former Wall Street wolf who got totally screwed over by the system. A decade ago, his firm was crushed by market manipulation charges, and a crooked judge hammered him with a brutal 10-year prison sentence. Fast forward to today, Ryder's been out on parole for exactly 14 days, so it's super obvious he pulled this crazy stunt purely for revenge, and to use the chaos to make a massive $300 million play on the plunging stock market. With Garber at the helm, Pelham 123 is closing in on a signal stop. Ryder uses the mandatory stop to hop off the train early, jamming the throttle to make it look like someone is still driving, creating the perfect ghost train illusion. Ryder and his crew bug out into the dark tunnels to make their escape. When they aren't looking, Garber stealthily pulls his piece and slips into a dark alcove right as the crew rounds a corner. Seeing Garber ghost them, Ryder's squad sprays bullets into the dark but misses, so they keep it moving, dodging through the tunnels and splitting up to escape through the hotel right above the tracks. Watching them get away, Garber goes full savage mode and chases after them. At the same time, the train is flying down the tracks completely ghost-ridden. Command realizes something is totally off and triggers a red light to force an emergency brake. With an ear-piercing screech of metal, Pelham 123 finally grinds to a halt. The FBI instantly realizes the hijackers vanished, pieces together where the train stopped at the signal, and it clicks. They swarm all their units like a hurricane toward the buildings above the Roosevelt Tunnel. Moving with elite speed, the cops roll up just as two of the hijackers are trying to slip away. Knowing they're completely cornered, the two decide to go out in a blaze of glory and get dropped. As for Ryder, he beats the rush, jumps in a cab, and safely dips from the hot zone, but Garber catches him getting in right at the last second, instantly hijacks an SUV, and aggressively tails him. But with the Brooklyn Bridge completely gridlocked, Garber has to ditch the ride and chase him on foot. Inside the cab, Ryder is grinning ear to ear looking at his gold stock skyrocketing because his insane hustle just netted him a crazy $307 million. But thanks to the insane traffic, he's forced to bail on the cab and make a run for it too. With Garber hot on his heels, the two face off one last time, looking at the choppers circling above and the cops closing in fast. Ryder screams, "Pull the trigger, take me out. I am not going back to that hellhole of a cage." Seeing Garber hesitate, Ryder pulls his gun to fake a shootout, and successfully gets taken down by Garber in the end. And just like that, the movie cuts to black. Honestly though, I don't think this is the best ending. The most epic way to wrap this would have been Garber shooting Ryder off the bridge, aiming exactly 3 centimeters above his heart to help him fake his own passing. Then, because Garber saves the day and clears his name, he gets instantly promoted to transit chief. As for Ryder, he survives the fall, gifts Garber $7 million, and rides off into the sunset with his $300 million. Now that would actually match all the crazy setups and plot twists the movie laid down. Because think about it, when the Pelham 123 heist went down, Garber had just been demoted 14 days ago. and Ryder literally just got out of prison 14 days ago. Plus Ramos, who knows the MTA like the back of his hand, got released 30 days early, which sets up the absolute perfect foundation for these three to team up. Even though the ending missed the mark a bit, it's still an absolute underrated banger of a movie.